Hi there, welcome back. I had an idea for a video based off of a pen that I am currently looking for. I'm looking for my perfect planner pen, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. I'm looking for something that's easy to use, something that writes when I need it, and uses the ink that I'm hoping to be able to use. So I have 3 choices here, and I have started. So I wanted to share the pens with you, and then we're going to come back in probably about a week, and I'll finish the end of the video just to kind of give you my full thoughts, but I have thoughts already, basically. So we have the Decimo, that is Pilot, Vanishing Point, smaller version. It's a beautiful pen. I've owned it since 2018, 2019, I think. And I don't use it a lot. When I bought it, I had an extra fine nib with it. It dried out a lot. It just wasn't my favorite pen to grab. And so I purchased, a couple of years ago, I think, I purchased a fine nib unit. So this is 18 karat, yeah, 18 karat gold. So I have the fine nib unit in here. I still have the extra fine. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if there's something wrong with it or if it's just the ink I was using. To dry it out, it would have hard starts. It just wasn't worth my time. So I picked up the fine nib. I absolutely love the fine nib in this. It writes every time I try. It writes beautifully, and with whatever ink, it doesn't really matter. My only problem is the way that you hold it. I can't, I'm trying, but it's just not working. I can't hold my pen like this to write. I hold my pen like this. I tuck my thumb, put my first finger, my index finger over, and just kind of balance it. In this pen, I can kind of make it work. It's not exactly comfortable, and especially if I have to take notes or anything, it's not ideal. I can write a couple of sentences with it, and it's fine, but ultimately, it's not what I want. But I love this nib so much that I thought, well, could I put this nib in another pen? Also, could I find a pen that didn't have a clip? So I did some searching. I talked to some people in the Discord that I'm in, and there were a couple of people in there that use one of these pens. This is a Ensso. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's E-N-S-S-O. Like that. So I found one for a reasonable price on eBay. I bought it. It was supposed to be brand new. I questioned that. It doesn't really look like it on here, but when I received it, it's a little like darker down here, like where somebody's hands would be holding the pen. So I am not sure if it's used. It claims that it's not. So that may be coming into the issue that I'm currently having with it. If it's used and old and needs the seal replaced, maybe that's why it's drying out, because I let it set for one day and it completely dried out. I dipped it in water to get it, and I wrote all of this, and I honestly don't think it's gonna write right now. So, oh wow, it's still watered down. So it has a nice smooth nib, but it's a medium. The guy wouldn't answer me. it is what it is. I had intended to buy, now it's stuck. There we go. I don't know. I kind of feel like this was used and they weren't happy with it and they just decided they were going to sell it and list it as new. But I'm going to keep working with it. Ultimately, I will try to figure out how you change out the seal. I don't know anything about this pen. I am also going to buy a different nib unit. I want a fine, probably. It's just too bold. You can see down here. For my planner pen, it's just too bold. So, ultimately, this isn't going to work for me right now, at least. Hopefully, in the future, it will. Like I said, I am going to keep testing this. And you can see where I've written and dated when I've written and tested these. So I'm going to keep testing and see what my conclusions come back with. And I will definitely update, you know, at the end of the video. It's a nice pen. It's got a good weight to it. I like the way that it feels. But if it doesn't write every time I, you know, pull it out, then it does not work for me. So thirdly, I picked up this. This is an A1 Majohn Moon Man. I'm not sure what the difference is. I've seen some people list them as Moon Man. Some people list them as Majohns. It says Moon Man on the back, but the listing said Majohn. So I'm not sure, but it has no cap. It is a clicker pen. Very similar to the Decimo, only it's thicker. It's more... actually more size-wise, it resembles the Pilot Vanishing Point. But it has no clip. And it does have a roll stop here, which is nice. So this pen, my thoughts are, I can put the nib unit from this into this pen as long as this pen seals properly. So I've read, there were a few different reviews on Amazon before I bought it that said that it sealed perfectly fine, and then there were some that said that it did not seal well at all and then it dried out. Currently it has a fine nib. It does write a lot thicker than the 18 karat fine nib from my Decimo. Let me write, because I haven't written with the Decimo today. I did write here, and it's written every time I picked it up. Now there has just been like a 1 day gap here, and see there was no gap here. I just got this pen yesterday, inked it up, tested it, wrote perfectly. When I came in here today, which was actually less than 24 hours from when I inked it up, it was more like about 16 hours. It was completely dry. It would not make a mark. So I dipped it in water, and this is what I got. Okay, so let's do the Decimo for today. It is, I just can't find a good way to hold it where it's like comfortable. It's the 19th. So we are doing day 3. And as you can see, it is writing perfectly, no problems. So I think my goal will be to put this nib in this pen, as long as this pen seals, as well as I'm hoping it will. It looks like the same mechanism. It looks identical. When I push the clicker, the mechanism looks identical inside of there. So I'm hoping that this is a pretty good dupe for the Vanishing Point, where you can put the nib unit, and it does fit. So I'll show you that this nib unit, I got ink in there. Okay. So we will move this nib unit to this pen. I'll just show you that they are interchangeable. There's only a slight difference. So this nib unit, when you put it in, there's a spring down in here. So you kind of just line it up. With the Decimo, it doesn't have that. Like, it goes and kind of sits in that little thing. There's a spring in there, but it's farther down. So when you're putting your nib unit into the Majohn, you have to kind of line up this little, there's like a little divot there. So you just line it up and then screw cap on. And well, maybe it feels different. Maybe it's just because of that spring action. Oh, I bet it's the length. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I need to use their converter. I don't know that that matters though, does it? Let me see how it feels again, because it feels different. When I click it, it feels like it's not, see, yeah, that one you can hear the click. Feels like it's not clicking that full, I don't know. So when I get done with the testing of the nib units like this, like how they currently are, I'm going to put my 18 karat gold nib from here, and I'll probably put it with the converter for the Majohn in here, I guess. I don't know. It may not work the same, but yeah, I could feel a difference when I push that. Feels fine here, but it felt like it wasn't fully depressing. So I'll just have to keep testing on that one. But then, yeah, my goal is to put the nib unit from here into here. But I'm going to do full testing first and see how this nib lasts. It writes really well. I have no problems with it. But I really like the gold nib in the Decimo. So I'm just going to be testing. That's what my goal is for this. I'm a little sad about the bolt, but I will keep you updated on that one. I'm going to do the same tests that I'm doing with the other two, and I will keep doing it. And if I have to dip it every day, then I'll dip it every day. But as of right now, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something that maybe this pen was sold for a reason. I'm kind of wishing I bought it from the company, but they're out of stock until April, and they're also not cheap. So the Majohn was $39.50. The Decimo is like $160, I think. And this was, I paid $90 for it. They go like $120 or $130, I think, brand new. So, yeah, see, it's not writing again. Yeah, I don't know. And it may be the ink. I am using Diatramentus document ink. But yeah, see, it's just sitting there. It's not closing, so I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe I got a dud. I may actually contact customer service and see, like, if they can even just give me, like, because I don't know when this pen, I mean, this pen could be 10 years old for all I know. I don't know when this pen was made. There is absolutely no markings on this box whatsoever. It does not say, I mean, I don't even know when the pens came out. They may have only made one model, but I don't know how old this pen is. So, you know, maybe that's why somebody sold it, because it wasn't performing correctly. Or maybe they just, hey, look, there we go. It's writing now. Well, I say that and then it doesn't write again. So anyway, okay. It's still not black. It's still kind of mixed with water. Okay, anyway, we will get there. I'll keep testing and we'll see. So I thought I would hop on just for a quick update. I have been testing for about 5 days. The Decimo still going strong. The Moon Man, what is it? Is it Majohn? Yeah. A1 is still writing very well, very smooth, writes every time. The Bolt, I'm still having issues with it. So yesterday, well, I guess not clogged, it was dry. I had to flood the feed. I made a mess of ink. And I just don't think this pen, I don't know if it's this one specifically, because I have a few people who use these pens and have no issues. So let's see if it writes today. Have not touched it since yesterday. So it looks like there's some ink on the nib, which is, I guess, a good sign that maybe, oh, hey, look at that. Wrote first time. That's a good sign. So maybe just flooding the feed really was what it needed, because I did syringe fill this. I didn't fill it from the nib up. So maybe it just wasn't getting enough. I mean, it wrote really well the first time I wrote this and the first day test. So that's a good sign. So maybe we'll wait a couple of days in between the next. Good sign. Wrote. Immediately. Okay, so I'm just trying to kind of keep up with this. I do have some issues with like this part of it. It doesn't always want to come back up. I just don't know that this pen was new, and that's what kind of, I guess, concerns me. I guess I should have bought a new one doing a test like this, but I was told it was new, so I assumed it was. Anyway, I am still planning on working with this pen, even if it doesn't work out for what I'm doing here. I intend to purchase a fine nib for it and some of the other little what am I trying to say? The seal, I don't know about that. I don't really know how or where that comes from. I'm gonna have to look into it. So, but I mean, I like this pen. It's nice. It's just, it would be a nice little work pen if I can get it to write every time. I don't know that I would want to carry it. It makes me a little nervous because it doesn't have like the mechanism like these have. I feel like if it were to leak, it would leak everywhere because there's nothing stopping it. There's a little black piece of silicone in here. So I might look at getting a single pen case to carry it. That way, if something were to happen, or I may just take it to work and leave it, because that's what I really wanted it for, was like a work pen. I love having a fountain pen at work, but I need something more practical than having to unscrew the cap, because I do feel like this is going to probably wind up being my planner pen if I can work out using the gold nib, because this is just a better writing experience. I just need it without the clip. So that's what this test is mainly for, is to see how this holds up. So I think I'm going to, maybe after the next couple of days, I probably won't test today. I'm going to test tomorrow because I waited like 2 days in between, do like a 3 or 4 day. So yeah, I am just going to do probably a couple of days test in between the next round, and I'll go from there and kind of see. But I'm excited that this wrote today. That makes me happy that yesterday, it's been almost 24 hours since I wrote with it, so we'll probably wait a couple of days next time. I mean, at least then I kind of know, like over the weekend it won't dry out, because I will write with this every day at work, but I only work Monday through Friday. So yeah, so we'll just keep testing it. Going better. All right, so I just wanted to finish off this video with my final thoughts. I did go until the end of February, so this whole little test took about 2 weeks. I started on the 16th and finished up yesterday. I think I've come to a conclusion that I will take the bolt to work with me and just carry or put an extra vial of ink at work. I think the pen will work fine. It wrote every time. After those initial first 2 days, I don't really know what that was going on, but on the 22nd, it wrote immediately. On the 25th, so a couple days in between, it wrote again, no problem. I waited again a couple of days. So this is all I wrote with it. It wasn't like I have used it or wrote, you know, a page or two. I only wrote here with all 3 of these pens. I did not write with them. Maybe I did the Decimo. I might have picked it up one day when I was writing a date for one of my videos. But that one really, I mean, I've used this pen in the past. I knew it would hold up. It did have a little bit of a dry start on the 25th, but it was just when I wrote the 2, it just kind of hesitated at the very beginning, and then it was fine. The A1 wrote every time, and I really like this pen. So my next test is going to be to see if I can get the nib unit from this pen to work in this one. It was doing some weird clicking things, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean both. I'm going to take this one to work, so I'm not going to clean that one out. I'm going to clean, maybe I'll just swap the feeds on, or not the feed, maybe I'll just swap the converters on them, but they're the exact same. Maybe it's the width. I guess I didn't look at that. Let's look and see. So maybe that's the difference, is the width of the body. If it's like not, I mean, they look identical. No, they absolutely look, but there is a slight length difference. I really don't want to make a mess, but at this point, I think there's more ink in this one. I don't think there's a lot. I don't think I put a lot of ink in either of them. So, oh, yeah, there's some in there. Let's get a rag. And let's put this converter. Does this screw out? Or am I doing something? Oh, let's not do that. The back is screwing off. That would be horrible. There we go. Oh, mess diverted. Okay. It fits in there perfectly. All right. So I'm thinking that it's just that little bitty tiny, I mean, it is very, I don't even know, maybe a millimeter. Yep. It's just that little bitty tiny bit of length that made a difference. So if you swap your Decimo vanishing point nib with the A1, you're going to want to use the A1 converter. Just because of the length, because it wouldn't click properly. So this is my next test, is I'm going to leave this in here, and yeah, I'm going to leave this in here and see. This did not dry out, not one time. It wrote spectacularly. So I think this is a good sealing one. I know I saw some reviews that some of them didn't seal as well, but mine seems like it does. So I think I'm going to put this in my, I don't know if it'll fit in my, let's see. Because this is what I'm gonna, my intent to use it is in my planner. But with the, oh no, it fit, oh, that's like perfect. It's snug enough that I'm not gonna worry about it, but I keep the nib up. I don't want to depress the clicker in my purse. So, all right. So I think we're gonna do that for now and see how that works. I will update you guys in a future video, but I wanted to get this video done. It has been ongoing for a couple of weeks now, and I've got footage kind of saved everywhere, and I didn't want, I accidentally deleted the footage on my phone because I've been recording with my phone some, and I accidentally deleted the footage with on my phone. I mean, thankfully I have like 30 days, but yeah. So yeah, I'm going to take this to work. It has worked well every time. We'll do one last little test here. So I wrote with it yesterday, which was the 28th. So today, oh, let's throw my little paper behind it. So I can't remember how I had this one. Like that, I think. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm going to take this pen to work. I still think it's a bit broad. I know they have new nibs coming out. Well, they have a new pen coming out in April. So I'm going to try to get an order in for a fine, maybe an extra fine, because this is quite broad for a medium, but I feel like fine is going to be my best bet. I don't want to order two. So I'm going to order a fine nib. I think they're like $30 or $25 or something like that. So I think I'm going to order a fine. And I think this pen will be perfect for work. It's nice. Yeah, I really like it. So I think I'm going to do that. So as of right now, it works perfectly. It's written for, so we had the issue on the 19th and then the 21st. The 21st is when I flooded the feed, and after that it's worked perfectly. So the 22nd it wrote, then the 25th, 28th, and then now today. So I think everything is good with that. I think I'm going to take it to work, and I will update if anything changes. But those are my thoughts. I really do like this pen. It's nice. It's got a good weight to it. It is a little small. Like, the width of it is a little small. But I don't generally do a lot of writing at work. If I do, it's more like check marks or a little note here and there. I don't usually have to do any kind of like long form writing. So I think this will be nice to pick up and use. I previously was using this, and I really like this. This is a Monteverde One Touch. I do like this, but there is no like seal on it, and it would dry out. Not bad, and it would write. You could get it to write again, but I don't know. I really don't know why I quit. I brought it home to clean it, and I just never took it back. It wasn't like calling to me. So I want a pen where I can use my inks at work. I mean, I have so many inks and so many pens that I want to be able to use them. But I think that pen just wasn't really what I was looking for in terms of a work pen. I think I like this one a little better. I think it'll work better for me. So anyway, that is my update on the Decimo, the A1 from Majohn, and the Ensso Bolt pens, and my little test for the best potential work / planner pen. And I think I've found both for now, and we'll just kind of see how things go and progress. And if anything changes, I will let you know. I'll probably just maybe do an update in one of my videos, either when I have to refill this, or I don't know, maybe in a few weeks, just how it's going. That I figure I'll probably have to refill it by then anyway. But yeah. All right, I think that is it for this one. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and it would mean the absolute world to me if you consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one.